Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we are going to talk about mindfulness. I have not been this excited about telling and sharing with you in so long. Do not miss this, watch it till the end, because at the end I give practical tips on how to practice mindfulness. But first of all, I have to tell you a little story. So I watched the TED Talk with Shauna Shapiro about mindfulness, and she says, if in rush hour traffic you can remain perfectly calm, and if you can see your neighbors going on fabulous vacations without a twinge of jealousy, and if you can love everyone around you unconditionally, and if you can always find contentment and just where you are, then you're probably a dog. So yes, this little gal right here, she practices mindfulness every day. No, but all kidding aside, I have found that I have been more mindful lately, and I get a little less irritated in traffic, and I love my neighbors. Love God and love your neighbor, right? So anyways, let me get right to it. Practicing mindfulness works. Okay, now, I don't know about you, but, people can be frustrating. People are hard. Life is hard. But this is why mindfulness is such a big business these days. Between the Calm and the Headspace app, like it's $1 billion business. But let me tell you why, so stay tuned. And don't forget to subscribe. Okay. Oh, and before I get started, did you guys see how Ellen handled, on her show, she described finding common ground with President Bush at the Astros game? That was practicing mindfulness. Amen to you, Ellen, and I'm gonna link that below. I just thought I'd start because that's kind of a current thing that happened that I was really, I thought it was amazing. Anyways, I'll link that below. Okay, so obviously mindfulness and meditation, you hear about this all the time, but okay, deep breaths. My daughter, she's so funny. She's like, Mom, deep breaths. And I'm like, okay, it actually works. So you do need to take deep breaths. 10 minutes a day is all you need. That's all the research shows. 10 minutes a day, take that quiet time. How can you listen and hear from God, hear what you're supposed to do with your life if you're not quiet? You have to find 10 minutes a day to be quiet. Obviously, if you start your day off that way, it's the best. I don't do it every day. I wish I did. But if I don't do it in the middle of the day, beginning of the day, maybe I do it in the middle of the day. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Doesn't matter when. The studies show that our minds wander like 47% of the time. So it takes intentionality. Like, it's hard, I get it, but we have to do it. But also, so the gal that was on the TED Talk, she said the research showed two things. Number one, that mindfulness works. Says number one, it decreases your stress. Number two, it decreases cortisol that the brain emits. And also, it helps you sleep better. Okay, thank you. Yes, please. Who doesn't want all those things, right? And then two, research showed that all people had self-judgment and shame, and that was sort of blocking their, it was blocking them from being mindful. And Brene Brown is a shame researcher. She has a Netflix show, so go and watch that. She talks a lot about that too. And anyways, mindfulness is intentionally paying attention with kindness. How great is that? Like, yes, please. It's listening to people with curiosity and wonder instead of judgment and criticizing. And this goes for ourselves too. Now, Marie Forleo, I'll link that below. She did a whole program on communication and communicating with curiosity and wonder. It changes everything. But we also have to love ourselves, and we have to realize that we are enough. Like, we're enough. Like, it starts with ourselves. Like, if you don't want to judge other people, you can't judge yourself either. Like, obviously we need to be mindful of right and wrong, but You have to realize that you are enough. And I tell my girls that all the time. You are enough. And when you have that feeling, then you're not gonna, try to find happiness in a boyfriend. Or, it's like people will not make you happy. Okay, newsflash. You need to make yourself happy. When I started 3 years ago reading some books on happiness, the Happiness Project was amazing. Like that did, and again, it was being mindful, it was being intentional. But I digress. Let's see. Oh, think of this. I'll never be more of who I am than who I am today. But change is possible. We can get better, but we have to practice it. We have to practice what we preach. We have to practice mindfulness. We need to practice kindness to ourselves and kindness to others. I was gonna say, it takes practice, but you will see a change. I promise you. Please, people, think before you talk to someone, before you speak. Again, take captive every thought under the obedience of Christ. That's a scripture in the Bible. It works. Please think before you text someone. Think before you email someone or call someone. That is practicing mindfulness. You want to go off on someone. Don't hit send on that text. Please don't hit send on that email. Please don't do it. It is not going to serve any purpose. Maybe you could write it out, but throw it in the fireplace when you're done. Do not send it. Don't do it. Practice kindness. Okay, so Bob Marley has a song, redemption song, and it says, "Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds." This is the work, only we can do the work. We have to do the work. It's not gonna just happen, not just one day you're just gonna be a nicer person. It takes work. And actually that quote came from, I read the book, Educated by Tara Westover, great book. And it was that point where she's like, I'm never gonna get out of this situation with my family until I free my mind, go get educated, go learn that there's other ways of thinking, other ways of doing things. And she did, and she ended up at Harvard and Cambridge. Yeah, hello. She emancipated herself, let me tell you what. Okay, and let me end with this. About a year ago, it was kind of near New Year's Eve, they had the Headspace app creator, Andy Puddicombe, on the Today Show, and he gave 6 things we could do to practice basically mindfulness. Number 1, to do more. He said you gain more by doing less, to be more mindful. So do more of what is practicing mindfulness, and do less. Well, basically it's the whole, do more what you're supposed to do less of what you're not supposed to do. So anyways, and number 1, be more mindful. Number 2, meditate. Again, rest your mind and body, practice mindfulness, be present. That's what I've been talking about, 10 minutes a day. Number 3, judge less. Let's see. Oh, you can think it, but let it go. So you have that judgmental thought, right? You're like, okay, I think da-da-da, and then you're like, just let it go, let it go. And be kind and be less unkind. Yeah, how simple is that? It's not just be kind, it's like, how about you be less unkind? How about you be less rude? How about you speak sweetly to someone? How about you get less irritated? I love that so much. And it's not just be kind. How about be less unkind? Love that. Number 4, binge less. Okay, and that wasn't just on eating. He's like, be mindful when you're eating. What are you eating? What are you putting in your mouth? Know why you are eating. Before you eat, think about it. Is that amazing? You can be mindful even of what you're eating. I love that. That was great. Then he said, scroll less. Okay, wake up call here, people. Scroll less. Yeah. When you're with another person, put your phone away. And y'all with that Apple Watch, you drive me crazy. If if you go to lunch with me, put the watch in the purse. Like, I don't want to see you like this the whole time. Like, Apple, I've said it before, not your best creation. But anyways, scroll less. And then it said, so scroll less, like, scrolling emails, scrolling all this. And then he said, schedule time. Schedule a time to respond and check emails. Like, okay, today at 4 o'clock, I'm gonna respond to emails. Then it puts it in a box. Like, I'm gonna open that box at 4 o'clock. Oh, and do not have notifications. Okay, you know what? I love that. Do not have notifications. That is good. Like, you know what that is. And the inventors of Snapchat, like those streaks, like that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. People, I have a 2-year streak. Are you kidding me? Do you mean to tell me that for 2 years you've like touched this app every day for 2 years? Like, I'm offended by that. Like, I'm like, you could learn Mandarin Chinese probably if you would just stop being on Snapchat less. I mean, right? Anyways, number 6, and I'll end with this, and I love this. Fight less. Argue less. Don't hold grudges. Don't have resentments. And if you do, write it down and throw it in the trash can. So there you have it. I hope this helps you. Please subscribe, tell a friend. I'm gonna do more of these mindful type shows, and I think I could help people. I know I've come a long way, and I just wanna help people to live their best life. If you could forgive someone today, if you could be more kind, let me know and put in the comments below if this has helped you or what you thought was, if anything sparked something in you, or if you thought, I'm gonna do that. Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, bye.